Hey guys, welcome to Muscle Memory. My name's Malcolm. Guys, I said his name and he appeared. Is Joe Hendry. Today we're going to talk about a lot of TNA related things, talking about August 2nd and 3rd, Tampa, Florida at the Florida State Fairgrounds. You can get your tickets at TNAWrestling.com and you can see this man perform. He's going to be everywhere. He's everywhere right now. And I personally believe he is a definition of total nonstop action, the way this man continuously moves around this wrestling world. Joe Hendry, how are you?
I love the introduction. Thanks for having me, Malcolm.
Of course, of course. I really appreciate your time, obviously. I know you're a very busy man. I feel like these last month of your life, obviously your career has already been on a upward trajectory anyway, but this last month has been extremely busy for you within TNA and everything else outside of it as well. How would you judge this last month of your career?
To be honest with you, things have been moving so fast. Ever since I released my song, it's been nonstop. I think I had one day, it was Saturday, where I didn't have an obligation that I had to do. I still did some work, but I haven't had a full day off. I can't remember the last time I had a full day off. I think it was early April. So it's just, there hasn't been any time to think. It's just go, 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 go. And I think in some ways that's a good thing because there's been so many opportunities. If I had time to stop and think, maybe I'd be overthinking things or whatever. But every week it's just trying to do the absolute best that I can. What's next on the agenda? I got to smash that. And what's next on the agenda for me, as you say, is TNA wrestling at the Florida State Fairgrounds at the weekend. So just whatever comes up there, I'm going to give that my absolute best. But folks, you know the drill. There's been a lot of times where people have not got tickets to an event and they've regretted it. I'm telling you, get your tickets bought for this. TNA is a hot product right now.
It very much is. I've been to the last two Philadelphia tapings and I had a great time. The crowd reaction for you, and I assume will happen as well in Tampa, has been electric to say the least. The last Philadelphia tapings, you had such a long line for the meet and greets. I was like, wow, it almost extended back into the ring of the 2300
Yeah,
arena. What's been like
yeah.
some of your favorite interactions with fans so far? Because there's a lot of people that now know the name Joe Hendry.
Yeah, I mean, these moments kind of remind you what it's all about. Like I had a kid come up, the kid's dad posted it on social media, where this kid was really like the Pokemon cover song that I did, and he had like a Pikachu outfit, and he made a Pikachu sign. So we got to sing the song together. So it's moments like that that remind you what the business is really about. You know, it's about creating moments for people, and the meet and greets give you an additional opportunity to do that. So something that I love to do, and it's good business for the company. It's the fans enjoy it. It's good for me. It's good for everybody. So those are really really fun to do.
It's amazing, man. And it seems like there's a few people on the roster that might not be a too big of a fan of what Joe Hendry's doing currently. And that's one name I want to talk about is Josh Alexander. He
Yeah.
seemed to have a real issue with you at Slammiversary. He
Oh,
eliminated
of
you in the world
course.
title
Yeah.
match. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
do you call this jealousy or how would you describe Josh
Oh,
Alexander's personality
oh,
towards you?
100%. If I was Josh Alexander, I'd be jealous of Joe Hendry. You know what I mean? Like this is the thing. This is the thing that upsets everybody. You know, they all want what I am. You know, I am the face of TNA wrestling. That's going to upset a few people. That's going to trigger some tears. But you know, again, all due respect to Nick Nemeth. He, as I've said in many interviews, he's one of the best to ever lace up a pair of boots. The guy is unbelievable. But there's one thing that he's not, and that is the face of TNA. He's the champion, but I'm coming for that championship title. Everybody knows that that title would have been mine if Josh Alexander didn't kick me in the nuts. And Josh kicked me in the nuts because he doesn't want me to take that moment as well. He wants the spotlight. Well, guess what, Josh? You had it. Now it's my turn. We're doing historic business for TNA, and let's just all get on the Joe Hendry train. So that's what we're doing here. And look, people can cry and get upset all they want, but this is my life. This is I'm giving everything. It's my turn, you know. So I'm here for the TNA World Championship, and I've never been the guy to get everything handed to me on the first opportunity. And I'm not saying these guys had things handed to them. You know, as much as I'm at odds with them, they're super talented guys. They're two of the best in the world. So, and you can't forget about Moose. There's Steve Macklin, there's Frankie Kazarian, there's top talents in the mix. So there is tough competition, but I am the face of TNA wrestling. Sorry.
I love the confidence because it is true. You really are the face of TNA right now. And like obviously Josh Alexander had a great run as like Impact World Champion, TNA champion, and maybe he's trying to get back at to that position in life. But as of right now, it is Joe Hendry's turn. It's his time as the face of the company, and it is definitely going in your favor, man. 2024 has been the year of Joe Hendry, and this song that you obviously debuted has really caught steam, of course. But this song's been out for a while. Why is it now in 2024 that it's like Joe Hendry year?
It's timing. It's two things. When I came to TNA Wrestling, and that was where I put everything together. So the song has been there for 5 years, but the current video and the way it's presented has only been around since I joined TNA Wrestling. So that is why. That's one of the reasons. The other is time. The other part of timing is that TikTok, it was just blowing up on TikTok. So I knew it was time to release the song. And that's when, it got so much mainstream attention. And yeah, that's what caused it. It's all timing. And it's, again, I'm just really coming into my own as a in-ring professional wrestler as well. It's just all the stars are aligning.
Amazing. And like I didn't even realize at first that your song had like trended so hard on TikTok until I went to a Philadelphia taping. And you come out, my girlfriend's like, "Oh, I seen that guy on TikTok." I'm like, "No, it's just Joe Hendry." Like, what do you mean on TikTok? I go on
Yeah.
the phone, I'm like, "Whoa, hold up, bro. It's like blowing up, blowing up." It's crazy to see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And there is one man outside of Josh Alexander that has tried to take a lot of the credit for your success, and that's been AJ Francis, a friend of the channel turned enemy slash rival. But that's for another day to talk about. In multiple interviews, he has said that he's the reason that you are successful. Is AJ Francis, I should say, your biggest antagonist right now? The guy that's really helped push you towards this high momentum, or is he really someone that deserves the right to say he's taking all your credit?
He does. The funny thing to me is AJ genuinely 100% believes that he is 100% responsible for my rise, which is hilarious and sad. Is he the perfect foil? Is he the perfect opponent for Joe Hendry? Yes, he is. Like he's just so cringe at all times. He's so easy to make fun of. It's hard to make fun of somebody that makes fun of themselves on a consistent basis. I think we need to put together a support group. We need to have an intervention to seize AJ Francis's phone and stop him making certain tweets. I'm glad PCO is now the digital media champion because they need to just replace that title with a new one because the one that AJ had needs to be burned because of the things that he did with that championship on social media. But look, AJ Francis, I will say this, he's better than everybody thinks he is. He is fantastic at what he does. And he's also unbeatable. So that's the duality of AJ Francis. He believes he's responsible. He is a part of it for sure.
Amazing. And I feel like eventually, when is your time? When you do get that TNA World Championship, do you want to revisit that feud with AJ Francis? Because I'm sure he's going to be coming after you whenever you eventually hold that title.
Do I want to? No. Is it exhausting? Yes. Is it best for business? Unfortunately, yes. If you, if you want, I genuinely think what is pretty cool is if you look at me and AJ's journey in January, we were the pre-show. Yes. And now I think that we could sell out a large building. But you can't. There are things outside my control. Things went the way they went at Slammiversary. I need to establish myself as number one contender. So I need to figure out how I'm going to do that. And I need to get my hands on the TNA World Championship. I don't know how I'm going to do that. But yeah, AJ Francis is the least of my worries right now.
Totally justified. I believe he's a lot of least of everyone's worries currently. But anywho, moving on from AJ Francis, talking more about yourself. Obviously, yes, you were saying that you are interested in going after the TNA World Championship, as you should be. It's one of the top titles in professional wrestling. But you've also been appearing on NXT as well, and that by itself has just been amazing to watch. I would assume that obviously TNA has a great impact with bringing you over to NXT as well. How did that story go from going from TNA to NXT?
So here's the thing. I'm contracted to TNA Wrestling, and my job is to do what's asked of me by TNA Wrestling. We've been collaborating. I've really enjoyed the collaboration. This is something that I think we felt was good for everybody. TNA wins because we get exposure to a new audience. WWE wins because it's good for the ratings. You can see the numbers that my video clips do. It's great for the fans because it's exciting. It's things that you didn't think you would get to see. It felt like maybe this wouldn't have been possible before. It feels like anything could happen. And it's great for all the wrestlers because we're getting a chance to learn new things. Like I said, right now I'm based in Orlando, Florida. I'm training at the Performance Center full time right now, so that I'm very grateful to TNA for allowing me to do that and arranging that opportunity with NXT and Shawn Michaels. I'm learning a lot right now, and everything that I learn is giving me tools to take back to TNA Wrestling and get me closer to the championship. So make no mistake about it. All this stuff is amazing, but the number one goal is going after the TNA World Championship.
As it should be. I respect that answer. To see you also performing and training in a performance center is amazing to hear as well. I want to mention as well the concert that you had last night, mentioning
Yep.
Gallus and everything. How did you react to the feedback from what people are saying online about your concert?
Sorry, could you repeat that question one more time?
Your reaction to the feedback of what everyone's saying about your concert from Great American Bash.
I haven't had a chance to really look at the feedback, to be honest with you. It's working all day, every day. I just, I got in late, and as soon as I woke up, it's media all day. So I've kind of had a little look on the phone and things like that. So yeah, I will scroll through and I will enjoy. What I will say is I posted a screenshot of the new president of the Joe Hendry fan club, Booker T.
So during a TNA press conference, you said if you had won the TNA World Championship, that you would call out John Cena. When you win that TNA World title, even though it didn't happen at Slammiversary, is that still the goal? Do you still want to try to call out John Cena?
If I win the TNA World Championship, I will call out John Cena immediately.
Oh, wow. All right. Said it with authority. I appreciate that. To talk a little bit more about your storylines right now in TNA and what people can expect, what can fans expect from you and then the TNA roster in general going to the State Fairgrounds, so the Florida State Fairgrounds in Tampa, Florida this weekend?
TNA shows have been on fire for a long time now. We're really on a roll. TNA is the perfect combination of entertainment, in-ring action, fan engagement. It really is total nonstop action. I think we have an unbelievable product, and I'm very excited to showcase it every time that we're live. The fans are just getting louder and louder every time. TNA has been on a roll for a long time now, and we're selling out everywhere that we go. So we sold out in Philadelphia, we sold out in Chicago, we sold out in Montreal. It's a hot product right now. You do not want to miss this.
Absolutely not. And as we start to wrap this up, I want to talk about your theme song, of course. I mean, like it's so popular, so catchy. I listened to it this morning; it's so good. There was a version of your theme song that you had in 2019 where you're very straight face versus the smiling face that we now see. Why did you decide to change that? Because it's almost like night and day looking at those two videos.
So the song is the exact same. The song hasn't changed at all. It's the exact same. That is just the development of the Joe Hendry character, and that is what that you can see the difference between a good song and a solid wrestler going to what is much more of a, I don't ever want to say a finished product, but because I'm always learning and adding to my repertoire. But that's the difference between sort of a something that's interesting, maybe a bit of raw talent, and then something that is TV ready. That's the difference. This experience.
Amazing. Two more questions for you. Who are Joe Hendry's favorite TNA wrestlers right now?
Right now, I would say Joe Hendry, and if I had to add one more, I would say Joe Hendry.
Amazing.
Nah, I'll say I want to see Leon Slater more on TV.
Okay.
I want to see so there's Leon Slater. He's and I want to see Trent Seven as well more. Leon Slater and Trent Seven. We've got a little group backstage called the Commonwealth Crew, which is we've got a group of friends that just all happen to be. We realized we're like, wait a second, we're all Commonwealth, so it was like Scotland, England, Canada. So we're like, oh damn, there you go. So yeah, we've got a little Commonwealth crew. So I'm going to shout them out. I'm going to shout out George the Iceman as well. Yeah.
Amazing, Joe. Last question for you, because I know you're a busy man.
Oh, and Mike Bailey. Mike Bailey's in the Commonwealth crew.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, I'll miss somebody. I'm tired. I'm tired.
It's okay. We understand. You're a busy guy. Last question for you, Joe, so I can let you enjoy the rest of your day. When did you start to believe in Joe Hendry?
I think that the way to do it is not to believe in yourself and say, I'm special. It's to believe that you can create things that are special. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So instead of thinking, I'm great or whatever, I don't think that way. What I think is I'm willing to put in the work to make something that I believe in, if you know what I mean. I know I have it in me to make something great if I put in the work. That's the way I approach it. So anybody who is looking to kind of believe in themselves a bit more, the way to do it is you don't necessarily need to start by thinking you are X, Y, or Z. Just believe in your work ethic to create something that's special.
This is amazing. I think we should end it right there because that's a perfect answer.
All right.
Guys, if you live in Tampa, Florida, you need to go to TNA. You need to go to TNAWrestling.com and get your tickets. Florida State Fairground, Tampa, Florida. It's going to be amazing. I'm sure you're going to have a great time. If you don't live in Florida, there's going to be many other cities that TNA will be in, so you can definitely go watch them anywhere you need to. Joe Hendry, thanks so much for your time. Been very gracious. I greatly appreciate it. And guys, my name's Malcolm. This is Muscle Memory, and we're out.
We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. We going up like 1,000. I'm a flex just like a MuscleManMalcolm. When it just like 1, 2, 3. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. If you like the channel, this will squeeze. Hey.